All right. Should be good to go. Test. Audio's good. Okay. All right, guys, let's get into it. How's everyone's Christmas go and everything? A dude named Michael. Yeah, he got it. The other dude hasn't claimed it yet though, so we'll see if he claims it or not. Yeah, out of all I've given away hundreds of evaluations and stuff, and I like a large percent of them don't claim them. Yeah, I feel you. All right, so here we are on the hourly chart. What's up, guys? Okay, so I haven't traded yet. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. No, not major, dude. You know, just the usual shit. Yeah, I didn't go very hard this year. I wasn't really, I don't know. I feel like it's just, I don't know. Yeah, saying it just, I don't know. Something about Christmas just bugs me a little bit. What about you? Okay, so we definitely rolled over here, right? We had like expansion up. We definitely rolled over. Yeah, I didn't trade last night. Apparently I should have though. Um, so last night we had a drop, big drop. It's obviously you have some of this gap is still open here, this new week opening gap down here. I think some of it's still open. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with analysis and then we'll get into trading after we understand what's up with the market. All right, so we have this new week opening gap still open down here, guys. This is definitely where price is definitely heading to. This is, I don't, I'm like 100% positive, pretty like almost 100% positive price will be down here before we know it. Okay, so we have the new week opening gap that's still open there, and then we have an open loop right here, right? So this big candle up, prices never came back to this high, so this will be a good target for price here. Let me get rid of that blue line there. Everyone just leave it. All right, so let's put a line on this high here because this is definitely a good next target down below that new week opening gap there. And then where's the first pullback of this move up? It's right here, right? This little area right there. So that's another good target there. It looks pretty cut and dry this week. Like it looks bearish as fuck to me. Yeah, it just looks extremely bearish with these targets down here. And then to the upside, you see that's been redelivered really well. Like, you know, price pushed up, closed in that loop. You had a beautiful, once, you know, flipping it to one support, flip to resistance right there. And then now we're like looking at the chart right now, like where is it going to go up to? Like there's not really anything to seek there, at least on the 1 hour. And then, yeah, this is actually not a bad short right here. So you have this area, one's kind of supported there, price is down. It's just a little bit too much risk because I'd have to risk 11 points. Yeah, I definitely did, yeah. Nice. Nice. There you go. Get it, Eric. Get it. Okay, so right now we clearly have like this would be a good target, these dojis here. And then this area here. I like the manifestation. Get it, bro. So I don't see price going higher, right? Like I just don't see that happening. I just need to figure out a way to get in short here to trade, right? So without risking too much. So let's go drop down. Kind of spotty on the volume today, huh? Yeah, I definitely want to do that. I was actually doing some deep research on it, because I wanted to like know if like what this dude is saying is like realistic. Like, is there any science behind any of it? And there is some science on the side of I'll show you. I'll show it to you here in a little bit, dude. I have to show you the research that I did on it. But definitely pretty interesting. There's some scientific evidence that backs up certain parts of it. But some of the stuff he was saying was just not backed up by science, so fortunately. Okay, I don't know what's up with this, but I like how it's tapping into this dojis here. If you look right here, right? Right there. So I like this. That means I can risk, maybe the failure swing up to the red line. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger there, guys. I think it's a pretty decent setup. But this will be my first target here. So risk to reward rise, it's looking pretty decent. Risking about 6 points and 3-hour trade. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty clean. All right, let me show you what I was talking about. I don't know what's up with my settings here. There we go. Hold on. I'll have to send it to myself. Gemini. Yeah, so I did the research on quantum mechanics and manifestation. Is there like any actual evidence that shows that this is real? And it pretty much came back as no. But and then I saw then went, okay, we can X that off. Like that isn't real, right? So what other like proof? What are some different models of manifestation that are true, right? That have science that backs them up? And it came back with like the neuroscience of science beats called RAS, reticular activating system within the brain. It's a network of neurons in your brain that acts as a gatekeeper for information, right? The science, your brain is bombarded with billions bits of data every second. And the RAS filters out anything things it deems irrelevant, right? So when you set a clear, specific intention, you program your RAS to let relevant opportunities through to your conscious mind. This is what I was talking about, the programming, like programming your mind kind of thing. And that's what the science actually backs us up. This is why people who manifest a specific opportunity, the opportunities were always there, but the brain is previously filtering it out or not helping you seek it. But when you do this, the RAS allows you to do so. And then there's some other things like there's a couple different models. So I didn't want to waste my time. You know what I mean, Eric? Like I didn't want to sit there practicing a manifestation or doing that 40-day. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I didn't want to do that 40-day challenge and waste 40 days on it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure that what the dude was saying is legitimate, which it could be, but there's no science to back it up like he claimed. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much everything. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Yep, exactly. You're like rewiring your brain. Yeah, creating that pathway. Yep. So I probably won't be doing that dude's 40-day challenge because I don't think I don't know if like it probably works because it tackles these other things, but I don't want to be like this quantum realm and shit. If they have no proof to back it up, it seems kind of like you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to waste my time. Because that 40-day challenge is like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours per day kind of shit. It seems like to me. Let's check out gold while we're here, and then we'll do some analysis and get ready for the AM in the morning. Ooh. All right, let's delete everything. Oh, shit. Missed that. Nice, big, beautiful drop here on a gold. Look at that fair value gap just working fucking beautifully, guys. You guys see that shit? Look at that fair value gap just beautifully. Smoked. Motherfuckers got smoked on that. Whew. Straight smoked. Yeah, inverted. Yeah. Silliest strategy of all. Okay, let's see where it's redelivering to here. It's probably a gap or something. Oh, damn. That's crazy. Big old gap down there. Okay, I don't see any gaps that are clearly noticeable here that are still open. What I do notice is this high right here. Got tapped into there. Never mind. Okay, so like looking at gold here, like this area stands out to me instantly. Like it never had, I think it almost tapped into the high here at one point, but it didn't quite reach it. So I think this bounce area here is definitely probably where gold is heading. It should have bounced here, but the fact that it went through it. Ooh, so you guys see right here actually. So you have these three really big candles up. And your balance right there. Almost got there, huh? Wasn't the last few sessions have been tough? Yeah. Last night looked pretty good on looks like it went down pretty good. What up, Beans? How you doing, bro? Yeah, I see my P&L there, bro. Yeah. So if gold, let me go check back on Nasdaq real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna hold strong on that. I think it's just maybe testing this doji here, hopefully. Because I don't yeah, I think it's just redelivering that little volume bounce there, hopefully. So you got a perfect fill of that little volume imbalance. We'll see what this next candle does. If it continues one time frame in here, I'm gonna have to get out. Save my stop. Because it could be like trying to come up to this low in this area here, which also lines up with that. So it could be doing that. So I got stopped out on one of them. They taxed my ass on that. I'll save my stop right there. I do think like maybe it's just half back in this little area, but yeah, it definitely is. If holiday weeks are like notorious for, I've had really bad experiences with trying to trade them, so it's definitely when I've been a little bit not as active. Let's go back to gold here. I definitely like this opportunity on gold. I think that either way, I think it probably goes up here to redeliver up here. So like how it's building this structure, it's kind of rounding around. I don't know why that's so ugly looking. There we go. Yeah, so if we can get like a come down here and test this here, I wouldn't mind taking a crack at it. Anyone been trading gold? Gold was nasty today. Yeah, feel you beats. Like it looks pretty savage drop there. So I set an alert. We'll see if it gets triggered there. Ooh, look at that redelivery on ES there. It's pretty nice from today. So, you know, open loop there on higher time frame. Look at that beautiful tap there. Redelivery is king. So NQ is like a lot lower than ES here. So ES is just tapping into what looks like this kind of area from the 22nd. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I definitely still think this goes down. So just about tapped into that area. So you guys kind of like closing in that little loop there. So we have a beautiful cracking correlation here. Beautiful. So ES was unable to get above that high. That's that high right there. So beautiful. Kind of missed the optimal entry there, though. Yeah, beautiful. We'll see if it flips this into support here. If it goes through it, I might try to skin. Hopefully we get like a failure swing would be cool. I've been waiting to see if it's rolled over since the divergence all-time high on ES swept it in Q not. Thinking it's going down, dude, on the daily. Yeah. Definitely it's going down, dude. It's straight rolled over and super bearish at this point. Like once you have like a doji, a break of the one time framing, there's a good chance you're going to at least get a 50% retracement at least. So if we do that there, that puts us like, you know, down here, which makes sense, right? You have an open loop. That's the same area we outlined there. So I think at the very least, we should see that area tapped into. All right, so there she goes. Now we just need some kind of like retracement to let me get into this without risking too much. I could have pulled the trigger when I saw her right here, but then I'd be risking 8 points, so a little bit too much risk. All right, so gold has tapped into my area there. I just don't like how gold kind of seems like maybe it might try to go lower and finish this out, but we'll see. We'll see if it starts curling up here. I'm kind of a little bit hesitant on this though. Yeah, there it keeps going lower there. I shoulda, coulda, woulda just pulled the fucking trigger, man. So this is a strong low. So maybe this is what happens here. We get like a strong low break. And then we get the failure swing back up. I can short there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, that would make sense, man. That would make sense. I was just watching a like a little documentary about the Hunt brothers and how they like cornered the market and so those dudes are gangsters. It's crazy to think like back then you couldn't own gold. Like it was illegal for Americans to own gold, which is just so not American, right? To tell us we can't own something, it's like super un-American, in my opinion. I was like, whoa, that's crazy to think about that. The fact that we couldn't own gold. Government's out of pocket with that, dude. Like, fuck are you to tell me I can't own gold, dude? Yeah, it's whenever the average person, no, the us as America, like our government wouldn't allow us to own it. No, no, we just like the US government said we couldn't. Oops. So I said, when did the US make it illegal? So the US government made owning most forms of gold illegal for private citizens in 1933 under President Roosevelt to help combat the Great Depression. The restriction was lifted in 1974. And that's crazy. That's just nuts. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Nice. You caught that? Nice trade. Nice trade, Eric. Yeah, I should have pulled the trigger myself, but I didn't, though. Beautiful trade. All right. So I like how gold's coming in here, slow down. I also like this on Nasdaq, how we have like somewhere to if it breaks this low, we could see if it comes back up here and rejects this level. There's deep pullbacks here though, so I don't want to just chase into price. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. So my original idea was right. I just caught it at the wrong point. So, but we're definitely going lower. This area is bona fide down here. I just need entry. And then to enter here on gold or not is the question. Kind of missed my opportunity on gold there. I don't know why I'm hesitating so bad. A little risk averse today for some reason. Let's see, it should still reject this area hopefully and give me like a little pullback here where maybe come back down near 352.7 or so. All right, so I could enter here, but usually when we break a strong low, you end up getting a failure swing. So hopefully I don't regret not entering right now because it did just give a nice little entry there. You could enter right there and then risk to 713 to 716. Yeah, well, it re-delivered here. So if you look like right here on the 1 minute on gold, so this area right here, how many candles in a row we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles in a row. Balance, redelivery. Oh damn, you're at work? Hey, I like it, bro. Yeah, the hesitation will be deadly, man. Because then you regret it. Like right now, I regret not entering up there. It's such a big move down, you know, not huge or anything, but you know, it's would have paid off to enter. All right, so we got the breakdown there on Nasdaq. Beautiful. So now we got the strong low break. Now I want to see what happens here. Does it pull up to, you know, to this doji here and reject it, or does it keep going? I like how there's two dojis are here because this gives me some hope here that when it pulls back, it will just pull up and then like reject this area, right? So I can definitely try to enter there, but I still need to understand strong lows been broken, so price might do a failure swing, right? It's definitely a possibility. Always is a possibility. And now, so we get like maybe a 50% retracement on gold here. Give me a chance to check this out. All right, there it is. Nice deep pullback there. Just need somewhere to put my stop though. Nice trade though. Nice trade, bro. Look at this one time frame on Nasdaq here on the 1 minute. It's beautiful. All right, so gold's still not giving me where to put my stop. It's just damn, it's just gonna keep going. No pullbacks. No pullbacks. It's kind of a too deep for a failure swing. Maybe if it pulls up here and stops one time for me, I'll maybe try gold here. But you still have this volume imbalance. It still didn't quite reach the half back level, so. Yeah, when you hesitate, it creates this like nasty feeling, this FOMO feeling. All right, so there we go on gold. I'm gonna go ahead and pull trigger right there. Shit, way too much risk. I'm gonna have to be careful here with this. Yeah, Nasdaq's just gonna one time frame down there, fortunately. Move my stop up here. I'm risking way too much. All right, gold's pulling up. I want to see it like not even act like this. I don't want it to reject this area. I just want to see it like push up through it. Because if we start rejecting this is a doji, right? So it's a low time frame balance area. We don't want to see it reject there. Beautiful. There we go. It's just pulling up right through it. That's exactly what I want to see. I don't want to see it like struggle with this. I just want to see it go through it. All right, let's pull up the risk to reward here. Ooh, nasty. Stop me out of one contract, but not both of them. I should have left my stop where it was at, apparently. And then there goes Nasdaq without me. No pullbacks. All right, so now it's redelivered this area. Right? That's that volatility coming in. Yeah, nice stair stepping here though, so probably gonna pull the trigger on this right here in 1 second here. I think this is just a failure swing, so let's try it again. Curious to see what Nasdaq does here. I don't want to enter in now though. Like I missed the op's gone. Like the opportunity's gone. I would need a much deeper pullback. if really desperate to enter in, you could enter in here, but probably not the best idea. All right, so tempted to scale out here. There we go, nice pullback. So at this low here, I wouldn't mind. All right, I'm gonna scale out one there on gold. Beautiful. Lock it in. It's risk-free now. And then we're coming up to this area here where I wouldn't mind trying to short Nasdaq here. It's near the 50%. It's a little bit shallow of it, but we'll see what happens when it gets up here. And then gold, I feel like probably needs to come back down one more time. Because there's not much, like, if you think about spacing between highs and lows, like you usually see reversals, they have some space, like this, right? It creates space before it. There's no space here. It needs to create space between this high and this low. So let's probably build out some structure here before it curls up. Super bearish on Nasdaq there. Didn't quite get up to my area where I want though. Yeah. There's definitely like some space between highs and lows. If you look like right here, you have it's something I've thought about a lot. I just haven't figured out like a way to quantify it into like a strategy or something like that. Where's that at? Where's that measuring tool at? Yeah, here you go. So if you like look between where this tops out, there's like the space between it, you know, and then space between that low and high there. There's always it always has that stopping action. Not always, because sometimes you get that crazy V-shaped recovery, but usually you have some stopping action that creates space between the high and then where it breaks. Yeah, it depends on the time frame, right? Yeah. I like that you're looking at that though. That's good. I didn't. What's the name of it? No, I haven't. What's special about them? Damn, gold fucked me up on that. Look at that. Wrecked my P&L. Just straight wrecked it, dude. Because it didn't stop me out at that low. It stopped me out probably right there. That's the thing that sucks about that. I don't think gold's gonna go down here. I'm probably gonna try this again. I just think this is a failure swing. It's a deeper pullback here, I think. There's an area. Let's see if this got redelivered here. Whoa, way too much risk. Oh, that was fucked up. I'm done with gold. I'm done with it. That's ridiculous. That was crazy. All right, so we got the redelivery up to here. Right. It's kind of a shallow retracement though. It's not a little bit less than 50%. Let's see what ES is doing here. And there's a double bottom on gold. Pissed me off. All right, ES still has some room to go there. And it went right back up. So whenever gold starts, I start doing that with gold where it starts pissing me off, and I just get away from it because I have had some really bad experiences with it. Where it ends up being really, really hurtful. Like I'll mess my account up trading it, and it's like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's very volatile. Yeah, I like that. Hey, what up, bro? How you been, dude? Based on they take 20% of evals as their profit and put 80% into total prize pool. You're only allowed one mini max, and if the balance is above 2K, you go live. Huh, sounds kind of weird. I'll check it out though. Like I've said in the past, if they're a new prop firm, I don't really want to fuck with them, bro. I want to, because what I'm really afraid of is that the pie is getting smaller, dude. And what people aren't realizing is, like, if you like a funding company, you like what they're offering, then you should be supporting them and not these new companies. Because every new prop firm that comes out, the revenue pie is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until the funding companies that we like that offer really good funding and it stood on business since day one, they can't afford to offer the funding program they have as the pie gets smaller, right? And at some point, it's gonna become problematic to these companies. So unless they're like offering something crazy different or better, I'm not gonna fuck with them. But I'll check them out and see what's up. I don't know. I just think like, a lot of these companies took risks when it wasn't very popular, and they should be rewarded for taking the risk then, not these cash grab. A lot of companies are just coming into realizing it's a cash grab, dumping all their money into marketing and then not really fuck, dude. Not really offering anything that's better, but it definitely sounds like they're doing something different, so I'll check it out. Probably I'm gonna exit this here if it pulls up again. Should have my stop in place. Getting smoked tonight. Yeah, same here. I really only fuck with the take profit and then bull knots. I do like day traders too. I've been fucking with them a little bit. Got 2 payouts with them so far. Yeah, but I definitely, if they're doing something new, let's go. That's cool. I like if they're doing something new or different or offering something better, then absolutely. Yeah, I feel you on that. It's kind of like I feel you on that. Once you get funded, you're like, shit, now I gotta wait. I gotta wait to get paid. But I feel you, dude. Yeah. I do like that people are starting to see what's up with Take Profit Trader. Took them fucking 2 years, but whatever. I see a lot of people ranking them as number one, like I've been saying for fucking ever, but it's just taking everyone else a long time to catch up. I swear, guys, like everything I say comes to fruition. It just takes it a while, right? So if you ever notice, I make these predictions about, whether it be price or it be funding or whether it be crypto, like a year and 2 years ago, I think at least a year ago, I think it's longer than that. I started saying that soon you'll be able to trade everything on crypto, whatever it be, whether it be SPX, all these stocks will be tokenized and you'll be able to trade them. I said that forever ago and now it's just happening. Always 2 steps ahead. I said that about Top Step like a year ago. It just took a while. Yeah, Bulldogs is good if you're not passing evals because you're gonna save a bunch of money, right? Like this is a big money saver. All right, let's see if ES. No, it didn't redeliver either. I think we're good. I think I'm just gonna set my stop up here and just have to endure it. That's one. Let me do the math here though. I won't unnecessarily be risking too much. Yeah, it's too much. I think it's gonna do a failure swing here, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and get out of this and wait for it to redeliver. Yeah, not at Oracle. I just think I see stuff ahead of time for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why. Okay, so on the daily chart here, we got a very bearish daily chart. I was actually thinking about we should be looking at the year. I'm curious to see um this year I kind of want to see like what happens at the yearly chart. Like if we look at the yearly chart here, I want to see like do we open up and push up and take out the high? You know, looking at the market on like a yearly basis here, I'm curious. I'm gonna look. I really am curious about this how it reacts. So we have a number 3 candle. Yeah, it's pretty much a broadening formation on a lower time frame. I'm curious to see like how this behaves on the yearly. Yeah, I don't. I think they're gonna have to. Yeah, yeah. The Project X is cool. Yeah, I just can't stand that dude, man. I think he's a piece of shit. I give him props though. Anyone that he's the first futures funded company, so you have to give him, even though he's a piece of shit, you have to give him some props on it though. Like it's pretty amazing, you know. So you can't, yeah. All right, then we got the monthly chart starting to look a little bearish here. So I'm curious, like what I was talking about on the yearly chart is like, you know, how candles form. You usually have a high that creates the wick, and then it creates some downward movement. Like now that we're on the yearly candle here, are we going to open up, take out the high, and then go lower? Like I'm curious, like if we look at last year's yearly candle, we look at how it formed here, if it will let me. So this one pushed down, and then pushed up, right? Looks like, yeah. So I'm curious, are we going to have that yearly candle down push? And then is it going to go higher? So that yearly down push, because it's a yearly candle, that down push is actually going to be, you know, like here it was, you know, it looks like it's almost 1,000 points, right? So the year before, like, does it, like, so I'm trying to see if, like, we're going to get like a down move based off of maybe a new yearly candle opening. So this one did the same thing. It opens up, pushes down. And then we have like a really bigger move down. But you guys get what I'm saying? How like the candle form. I'm curious to see how that plays out. All right, let's see what happened here. Fuck. Let's see if there's a cracking correlation. Yeah. A little baby one. Fucking knew it. But I would have got stopped out again, probably. And then, yeah, it would have been bad. I told myself I was going to leave it alone, so I'm going to leave it alone. All right. Kind of a shallow retracement. We'll see what it does with this balance area here. Yeah, I don't know why. I think top steps red flags were the rule changes, right? These companies go through the same. They always go through the same thing, dude. It's always the same red flags. They start changing the rules, and then you start hearing of payouts. Then you start hearing of payout denials, and then it just continually gets worse. And it's like they do it to themselves. Like that's why I respect like take profit traders never changed the rule that was bad for the trader. They came out and then they had some shitty rules. They had like the 50 trades rule, which I hated. They had like a certain amount of seconds you had to trade on, some stupid rules. And all they've done is remove them. They've never added a rule that was worse. They got rid of the daily loss limit. They've only made it better, which is what prop firms should do. If they want more business, they should make it better for the trader, not worse. They're making it worse for us. Why in the fuck would we fuck with them? To me, it's a red flag. I see any rule changes that are bad like that. The worst thing in 2025 is the consistency rules. That's the worst thing that's happened for us traders. Most prop firms didn't have them at the beginning of 2025, but now just about every prop firm has them in some capacity. By far the worst thing for us as traders. Way harder to get paid. Because the 80-20 rule exists in your trading, just like it exists in every aspect of business. 80% of your profits are probably going to come from 20% of your trades, right? And then if you have a consistency rule, that this definitely makes it a little tough. That entry right there was fire. Is it? Let's check it out. Yeah, I see what you're saying, bro. Yeah, on the 15-minute, if you use that doji there for your redelivery. But I think I'm going to base that off the lower time frame. I definitely see what you're saying, though. Definitely starting to curl up and create like a swing low there on the 15-minute. So right now I'm just waiting to see, like, does it reject this volume imbalance or not? Because I'm not quite positive it's going to try to pull up failure swing style. Because usually what happens on the left will happen on the right, right? And that's because of swing highs and lows. So I want it to come up into the failure swing, like right into this area here and reject. Maybe ES takes out the high or something like that. Maybe a little bit more. I have a feeling that next year will be a bear year. Way too many gaps. Yeah, based off the yearly chart or yeah, if you look at the yearly chart, like we at least need it. If this was any other time frame, you would say, okay, price should retrace down into this area, or maybe even closing that loop there. I like to try to imagine, because the time frame shouldn't matter. Price should behave the same, right? So we have price needs to come at least retest this area. So I definitely feel you, bro. I think so too. I think we should see a bigger retracement here. And we're already kind of on the monthly. We're already kind of starting out with this doji here. Inside month there so far. So then we have an inside month here. So if this next candle opens up and closes down, it's going to be very bearish. Takes out that previous month's low. That would be sick. Yeah, I kind of hope it is. Sucks for the economy, bro, but I trade much better in the down market, man. I'm not very good at trading the up market. I'm okay at it, but I just trade better shorting the market than I am longing it. That's a nice little 3 pushes, kind of like upward movement there. See what ES did there. Looking pretty bearish. All right. So do I wait? It's very similar to this same kind of pattern here. Do I wait for this to get taken out, hope that it pulls back, and then never get in? Because I hesitated here, that's pretty much the only option I really have. You guys see how when you get a strong low break, you almost always get a retracement deeper one. This one's just not very deep for whatever reason. It looks like maybe it's 50% of this here. No, not quite. I might just save my drawdown till the morning. I definitely do see price at least coming down into here, but this for tomorrow in the AM, which we'll trade the AM. I'll trade the opening tomorrow, and we'll stream it. I definitely feel like price is going to be seeking price down here. So let's check. Let's get everything ready for the morning. I think that would probably be the better thing to do here. I'm not really trading the price action very well, so let's go ahead and do that. What do you guys think? Okay, so we have a newer regular trading hours gap that lines up with the gap there. So let's go ahead and put that on our chart. So we have price closed here and it opened up way higher. Some that's been filled in though. Let's go RTH cap. Find some kind of color that's not I want it to stand out differently, but I don't want it to be like too different. Let's go with that. There we go. Okay, so we have the RTH gap there. Now we have another one here. And then we have another one there. Really big gaps that this is probably going to get, some of this is going to get filled this week. So we have really big gaps there that need to be filled. And then we got a gap above from last week. So some of this is left open here. From there to there. You only trade gold? Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely, gold's tricky sometimes, man. How you doing with it? Doing all right with it? They can be tricky, huh? To say the least. All right, so we gapped up there, gap up, gap up, gap down. So you guys see how that works? Like when we're going up, you should see gaps up, and then not all the way filled. And then once it starts on a better side, you'll see gaps down that don't get all the way filled. So we kind of got a little bit of confirmation there. But you also have here this gap here that didn't get all the way filled. So the gap was like from there to there. It didn't get all the way filled. Some of that's still open. And then we have this gap here too. So see how it wasn't on the way down here. It wasn't filling the gaps in all the way. And as I was gapping up, not filled all the way, not filled all the way. And then when we come back down, we fill them on the way back down. Pretty systematic how it works there. It's definitely an easier way to tell. You can tell direction. It's not guaranteed or anything, but it definitely makes it a little bit easier. Because if you look at the gaps, it kind of will give you an understanding. Let's look at the weekly chart real quick. Yeah, beautiful weekly chart too. Definitely see like a consolidation pattern here on the weekly. It looks like something like some kind of weird consolidation here. I'm not a big pattern trader, but I definitely don't want to, I don't sleep on them. I'm aware of them, but I don't necessarily take trades off of them. So if it's still going to continue a pattern, we should see down movement. So we had a up candle last week. We've already retraced pretty much most of last week already. And we have this doji here. So it could curl up here, and then if it pushes up at all, I think that this is gonna be very bullish looking. Let's look at ES here. So ES almost took out the high there. I think SPY did, and SPX, I believe it did. Yeah, so SPX made a new high there last week. Let's see if INDX did. So INDX did not. So we got a beautiful cracking correlation there. Beautiful one. So we have ES making a new high last week. And then we got Nasdaq unable to take out any of the highs. So definitely have some bearishness that YM did. So YM actually, same story, it was unable to go higher. So that's definitely bearish. We have a cracking correlation there. On the weekly and the daily time frames, which is good. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful double top there. And then gold, we had a new high, I believe. New all-time high there, but very bearish rejection here. So we're definitely coming down into that doji there, that area there, as I was talking about. And then, like, this might be a good retracement. But it still has to get through all this price action here. And silver also made a beautiful new high. Look at that curl up there, it's fucking gorgeous. But it's already given back almost all of last week's. It looks like to me people were taking profit up here that bought in the consolidation area. Let the dumb money fucking chase price, like all the regular people that are being told that it's going to $180 an ounce. Did you guys, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I reposted this video where this dude went with a 10 ounce bar, which is $700, right? He went around with a 10 ounce bar of silver and had a Hershey's chocolate bar, asking the average American on the streets which one they want. You say it's free, choose which one you want. He had 20 chocolate bars, and all the people chose the chocolate bar, a $1 chocolate bar, maybe $2. Isn't that fucking nuts? It shows the stupidity of the average American. And the guy's like, so you want the chocolate bar? Oh, who needs the silver? Who needs it? It's very crazy. Yeah, I'll show you guys the video. It's like nuts. Fucking crazy. Oh god. Man, why are you always doing this to me, dude? Always doing this to me, bro. The authenticator is like the best way to secure your shit, though, I think. Just find the code.
Today, you win a free 10 ounce silver.
Can you guys hear it?
It's your.
Oops, hold on. Let me know if you guys can hear it or not.
Lucky day today. You win a free 10 ounce silver bar. It's your lucky day today. You win a free 10 ounce silver bar, pure silver bullion, or a free Hershey's king size chocolate bar. You'll take the chocolate bar. Who needs a 10 ounce bar of silver? Have a good day. It's your choice.
Like, look at it. I mean,
a free 10 ounce bar of silver bullion or a
crazy. That just shows how stupid they are. $700 worth of silver there. And every single one. You see that chocolate bar? He has like 20 of them there. So 20 people chose the fucking chocolate bar. So crazy. All right, so we definitely have, I think, a good opportunity here. Let's look at the news. Then we'll be ready for the morning. I think that's a better. I think you have a better opportunity here. Just waiting. I do still think it goes down, and maybe it does cook down to there, but we're kind of in a nasty price action right now, right? So doesn't mean it will stay like that. Like, let's see, it starts getting some legs here and starts one time framing down on maybe a 10-minute, then I'll maybe take a crack at it. But right now it's consolidation, so yeah, I think drawdown are better used in what was the news. Okay, so it doesn't. So Tuesday we have. I don't know if they're showing me everything. Oh, there we go. Eric coming through. All right, so Tuesday we have FOMC, and then Wednesday we have unemployment claims. Let's see what time the market closes. And I like how Google implemented the AI. You can just literally just ask it whatever. It's got the Gemini 3, so it's actually really good AI. Okay, so we have Wednesday, we have regular hours, and then Thursday it's closed, and then there's standard trading full day. Really interesting. It's completely closed for first, and then it looks like Friday will open up. Well, how's that work? So Thursday is the first, right? Yeah. So that means it would still have to open up on. We'll see what's up. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so Thursday, the market is closed during the day session, then opens back up. So Wednesday, interesting. So Wednesday will close at the regular close and then stay closed until Friday at 5 p.m. or 3 p.m. Yeah. Okay. So closes in regular time. So it doesn't really affect us too much. It's just Thursday there won't be any trading. All right, now we know. It's good to know, right? Like, I've been in bad situations where I actually left some shit on because I didn't realize we were closing or whatever. All right, so we have this level here, and then we don't want to sleep on the fact that this, like, even though this is a lower time frame, we still want to put a line there though. And then we don't want to disregard anything on the upside either. So we do have, this is a balance area here. Real 1 hour. So this is still a balance area. There's still some of that. But that's it to the upside, really. That's near us. And then obviously we have, this area, this gap and shit up there. But as of right now, you know, the market structure flipped here very beautifully. So you had your strong low taken out. This is a beautiful 1 hour setup here. So you had a strong low taken out there. And then you got a beautiful failure swing. Close to a failure swing, no, it's a failure swing right here. And then right here, so your entry would have been in there. Beautiful. With the higher time frame cracking correlation with it. Oof. Ching. And it was perfect redelivery back up into there. So now we got bearish market structure here, taking out strong lows, blasting them. And then we had a loop close there, drop, and now we should expect this to continue until it doesn't, right? So this is your last strong low or strong high right here, would be this high right here. And then we got the half back there. So if it was to come up in the half back here, it'd break the bearish market structure. So I don't think that's going to happen. So let's drop down again, see if we can't find somewhere to, like somewhere on a higher time frame to fade this bitch. So maybe here. We haven't quite got the 3 candles yet. We have to look on maybe a 30-minute. Yeah, it doesn't quite fit the criteria there, but that loop close there, beautiful. Beautiful. Open up with a gap. We opened up with a gap there, came back up, filled it. Beautiful. So maybe the close of that, there's a little open loop there. But that's about it. Like there's not much else to off the upside here to really deal like that we can use as a resistance. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here as a balance area, even though it's not a very good one. It doesn't really quite meet the criteria on the higher time frames. But there's nothing else, so. You want to see if NQ comes back to 718. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, tap into that little area there, yeah. I want an actual failure swing. If it gives me an actual failure swing, like up into here, like pretty much same area you're talking about, 718 to 721, comes in there and fails up there, I will fucking love that. I would definitely take it if it does that. We do have some rounding going on here, though. You got a really beautiful, what happens on the left happen on the right. So on the left, you have that. You have the same thing on the right. So you do actually have a nice little rounding swing low there. And that's a swing low because you have a low, lower low, and then higher low. That makes a swing low. Same thing on the upside. If you're to have a high there and a high there, price comes up. Could be also called a head and shoulder, same pattern. Definitely a very good pattern on the. I like it on the lower time frames. Just check ES, make sure we're not sleeping on it. Something that could be different. Because sometimes you'll get like a balance area on ES that's we did have a high time frame redelivery here. So it fucking look at that failure swing it put in at the end of the day here. Beautiful. Gorgeous failure swing there. So it does have I don't know if it closed that in. Tempted to, not quite though. even this is actually pretty well delivered. You have a doji down candle. That candle comes back up into that doji low. You got the drop, redelivery back up into there. It's actually really clean. I don't really see anything either. You do have the open gap on ES though. So remember the last live I did, I ended up missing that trade because I didn't have ES marked up like I should have. So I'm definitely not going to make that mistake again. I end up hesitating. You guys remember on that very nice trade, just because I didn't have ES all lined up like it should have. All right, let's go check back on NQ here and see what it did. Okay. All right, as soon as it stops on time frame here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull trigger on this. I prefer if it touched it, but sometimes it doesn't. Like here, it just didn't quite touch it, right? It's very, very close, but it didn't quite get there. I don't want that to happen again. I don't want to miss out on it because it's, you know, 2 ticks away. Probably gonna enter in with it on micros though, because I only have $200 of drawdown left, 285. So I'd have to at least risk to here probably. So yeah, it takes out the previous candle's low. That would be 8 points. Be $160. Actually, I could swing it on there. No, that'd be 16 points. It's too much. Yeah, that's way too much. So I'm gonna have to do it on micros, which is fine. All right, there she goes. So I'll just have to do it 10 micros. I think 16. Let me do the math real quick. Ooh, popped right back up. Okay, now I don't have to. That's good. Now it's cut my drawdown in half, so that's good. So you see how the last reversal here was like these 3 pushes up? So now you got your second. It probably does the same pattern. You often will see like the same kind of pattern repeat again and again. Here you have this almost the same pattern there. A little bit different. So there we are at this doji low here. There we go. Beautiful. Let's look inside of there and see what actually transpired here. So we pretty much just have like a little low formed here and then it pulled up. And then you just have like this candle open and it drops down. So and that's probably going to be, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and enter right there, guys. Oops. And I'll put my stop at the half back up, that kind of from that low to that high there. All right, we'll see how it goes. Hope you guys see the understanding there. Like it's pretty chill. And then I'm only having to risk 5 points, which puts me within line within my within the needed 200 area. And we can already scale out. We can already make this bitch free right now. Let's go and double check though, just in case. Almost. Need a little bit farther. My risk to reward ratio wasn't last week wasn't very good, so I went from like having the best risk to reward ratio I've probably had in a long time to then it swung back the other way on me a little too far. So someone asked on Twitter, was asking which is more important, win rate or risk to reward ratio, and I saw a lot of horrible answers on there like, oh, it's definitely win rate, it has to be win rate, or people are arguing it's a balance between the two of them. I think it's important to note that it's never one or the other. It's a balance between the two of them. Like you can't have success with a really good win rate, but a shitty risk to reward ratio. You can't, and then the vice versa. It just doesn't really work. You need to have a balance. So find the balance that works for you, and then if you check your stats enough, you should have like an understanding. Like, okay, I'm profitable at 1.5 R is 65% win rate or whatever it may be. Oh, like a low time frame broad information? I hope not, man. Shit. Eric, usually when you ask me this, it usually ends up being one, dude, like every fucking time, bro. Hopefully it is one at this point, because then I'll get the lower low. So it's good at this point. Yeah, whenever Eric asks about a broad information, guys, it's usually like 9 times out of 10, or he says it is, it usually is. So he's got a really good eye for it. I'll be like, nah, I don't think so, man. And then it plays out just about every time. Hopefully it's had too many licks here, because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hopefully it's played out. Beautiful trade though. Beautifully executed. Everything's good about it. Now it's risk free. We literally can't lose on the trade, right? Like it's risk free. It's only money. If I get stopped out here, I'll still get 0.4 R, which is so it'd be like not much. It'd be like a point. So I'll still make $20 no matter what. I don't have to move my stop. I don't have to do none of that bullshit. You can just be good to go. Really want to watch this curling action here. So if this is bullish, this low here is a strong low, right? Low, like a 30-second or whatever, 1 minute. So this little balanced area here would be acting as support. So we really want to see it violate this here, and then continue in the direction it's been going. What we don't want to see is like a cracking correlation or something like that. Could ruin it. Because it is starting to form. Like this is some decent structure here. So kind of got like almost a channel forming there too as well. And then there's really no reason for it to come back up to where I entered at. So this is one situation where I'll go ahead and move my stop, because there isn't really any reason for it. And if it does come up to here, then it's probably half back of that doji there or something, some shit like that. So see this, guys? I was fucking right about gold. I should have just manned up, slapped on some micros on it or something. That's why gold is tricky, and people don't realize gold loves to double bottom and top. It really likes double bottoms and tops. Like, look at that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. And so the reason I wanted to go long on it was because it has this area that needs to be redelivered. Like this area Like all this needs to be redelivered, at least 50% of it, right? So it doesn't look like that big a move, but if I would have took one more shot at it, the double bottom, you know, that's 2,800 per contract. So it's actually extremely large move there that happened. Yeah, so I should have probably, but I know myself, and like I know that let's say that it didn't work out, right? I was thinking about like what could have happened in my trading if it didn't work out, right? Because there's like certain times like I start feeling tilty, and I know that one more loss or one more big stop out will send me over the top, and can result in not just that account getting fucked up, but multiple accounts, because it becomes extremely frustrating. So I just know myself. So I'm happy with the decision I make. Do I regret it? Yeah, but I think at that time I made the best decision I could, and I missed out on really big profits, but I also saved myself from blowing up and possibly going into tilt and doing some long-term damage on my psyche and my account. So a lot of it's on the psyche, right? So it's important sometimes to think about that. It's not always about the count, but your mental state. It took me a long time to realize that the loss of confidence and the loss of is a lot more damaging long term. All right, so we're starting to one time frame here. We really want to see this like start kicking up dust here and geeking down, especially with this fucking swing low there. That's actually really beautiful. Come on, Nasdaq, bust it, bust it. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't trade that shit, but I feel you. Okay, so Nasdaq's just chilling. You'll see what's up. You'll see soon that you'll drop all that shit here soon, bro. Bet. Bet. I've been there myself too, bro. So I was once an hardcore ICT trader. I've been going to bat. There's actually a dude that I was talking to him about him on Twitter. I think his name's Juno or something like that. But back when I was trading ICT, like I don't know, early 2022, I posted a gain or my daily, and I don't remember what my post was. Probably a gain or daily analysis or something like that. Best trade of the day or something, and he like came on there and he was like just throwing shade at ICT, and he brought proof with him. He had screenshots of like ICT line, all this shit. And I went to bat with him. I argued with him. Like it was like we had to make a major argument. I mean, this dude got a major argument about it. But I remember like I heard what he said. I remembered it, right? It always like later, like whenever I'd have any doubts, like this dude's proof would like, because he came at me with logic, even though at the time I was arguing with him and I didn't want to listen. I heard what the fucking dude said. Like, nah, bro, that's just your understanding of price increasing because of your time in the charts. Like I'm telling you, bro, like what he's teaching is a bunch of bullshit. And I was like, nah, fuck you, dude. You're just a hater, blah, blah. Just going to bat with him. And then I saw his post. He was posted the other day, and I was like, keep at it, bro, because I heard you, man. It just took me. I had to figure it out for myself. But yeah, it took a while, dude. But I definitely, if they come at me with logic, if someone comes at me with logic and it's like logical what they're saying and it makes sense, and they have some kind of evidence, I think it's definitely worth looking into, right? See if like, see if what they're saying makes sense. All right, so we have this curl up here. I'm not liking that. Not liking the curl here. So what I'm probably going to do here is measure out the failure swing and move my stop down to there, and then I'll just call it a night. So gold did just redeliver to there. I might short it. Like a one contract scalp. Except it didn't quite touch it there. We'll see what happens though. Oh, really? That's crazy. Yeah, sometimes it does, yeah. You'll see like there'll be a lot of situations, man, where they think it's an inverse fair value gap, but it's really just redelivering a balance or something like that. It's really because they're so time frame orientated, they don't look at multiple time frames like they should be, that they don't understand that it's actually structure on like a different time frame or something like that. It's definitely pretty interesting. A lot of people make it work though, dude. Like not a lot of people, but I don't know, 3 out of 2 million have may have been able to make it work or whatever it is. But um, I wonder how many people are actually profitable with ICT on. Like, I wish there was like an actual way to gauge the numbers, like get an actual estimate of it. And there goes Nasdaq pulling up. I'll save my stop right there. Oof. Yeah, I'm not trading. Tonight's rough, guys. Definitely tough. All right, any questions, guys? We'll get at this in the morning. Yeah, I definitely think if you're interested in learning ICT, I definitely suggest you go to like the 2016 through to 2018 content that he has, because that is actually like his good content, and you'll learn a lot if you're actually like interested in going down that path, though. The rest of his shit is just ugh. It was like one tick away from being stopped out there. I don't. Oh, it hadn't even touched that low yet. So if they're opposite of each other, Nasdaq pulling up should cause a retracement here, I would think. Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna do an AM stream in the morning. Yeah, you guys bet. Yep. We're gonna trade the opening. This is recorded as well. You save your questions for next year? Okay. All right, there goes gold. Should give it up right now. Let me wrap this up. I wouldn't expect too deep of a retracement. I still think it goes higher here, so I wouldn't expect nothing crazy. It's more of a scalp. If it's able to take out this low, though, that is. Let's see if maybe we got a cracking correlation there. It's a nice cracking correlation on ES there. I'm not sure what Nasdaq's doing. I don't know why it popped up there. It really doesn't really make much sense to me. There's like this area here. All right, I'm about to exit this gold trade. The longer it sits there, the more I'm like feeling more uncomfortable with it. Look at that beautiful one time frame. And this is a good study right here. Looking at this, like what happened here. So you had a break of the strong low, or I mean strong high here. So you had this high right here led to a higher high. I mean a lower low. So this low took out that low. So you have a strong high. You get a break to the strong high, which causes a deeper retracement to occur. It's interesting though, because it's only about 50%, a little bit deeper than 50% retracement. So we drop down and see what it was doing here. Kind of interesting where it reversed there. It's definitely kind of weird. Ah, there it is. So you got this little baby doji there. Taps in the baby doji. And then just one time frames all the way up, continuing to one time frame right now. And it's about to blast my fucking stop out the earth. Yeah, so I'm out there. I'm gonna call it a night, guys. No, I don't only scalp. No, I like actually catching bigger trades. Yeah, I like to scale out though. I'll let the second contract run. Do you have a rule for cracks and correlations? There have been a lot close proximity on Nas. Yes. Usually I like to only look at them on the 10-minute or higher, dude. Like those are the ones like I really only like to trade. Like I take any, like if they're 10 minutes apart, yeah, that's way more important. Under 10 minutes, I don't take them near seriously. I do look at them though. What do you mean by rule? Like rule for taking trades with them? Yeah, so you'll still get a reversal, right? But it's all about like as long like with time frames. Sort of, I had a one-on-one with one of the people last week, and I was trying to explain to him that like so time frames don't matter in a sense, right? Like the time, everything's going to occur on different, it shouldn't change what happens, but what it is going to change is the overall points of the move. So a 1 minute, you may get a reversal off a balance area or a cracking correlation. You may get 5 points movement, right? And then a 10-minute, you may get, you know, like 50 points or 20 or whatever it may be, like 20 to 50. And then on an hour, it's gonna be like a 50 to 100. You know, so if you keep your expectations in line with the lower time frames, like you can trade them, but you just have to keep your expectations in line. So like a reaction, the reactions are going to be smaller, the movements are going to be smaller. It should still produce the same win rate, right? But it should have a lower risk and lower reward because of this, yeah. Right, yeah, you can do that, but you just have to, is your risk to reward in line with that? Like, so if you scalp for 5 points, how much are you risking, right? Are you risking 7 to make 5? Then it's a bad trade. Are you risking 2 to make 5? Then it's probably a good trade, right? It's really easy to get sucked into like people say like you can scalp for 1-to-1, but you really can't over a long period of time. You can do it short term, but not long term. I don't think it's profitable for most people. Like there's obviously the you know the lower percentage, like 1 or 2% people or whatever it may be, but I don't think most people are capable of it. I'm definitely not. Took me a while to accept that, but this is not my personality. But if you scalp and allow a second contract to play out, like if you scalp, like we kind of scalp, and then we're allowing a second contract to play out to further our gain, right? To create that upper that bigger risk to reward ratios, you know, the 5, 6, 7, 8s to make up for any losses and stuff like that. Watching a guy the other day had like a negative SL to take profit, like how's that? So he's like, no, that's crazy. So not even 1R. He's not even making 1R for his risk. So he's risking like $100. He's only making 30. Oh yeah, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, he'll get the risk of ruin will catch up with him eventually. It's only a matter of time, dude. Eventually he'll take a losses in a row and just get smoked. Because no matter the strategy, eventually you're going to get a set of losses in a row that's going to be catch you up. Some of you guys were asking about the strategy. Do you guys need that that I gave out on I think the day before Christmas? I saw some people asking about that, which I never uploaded it to the site. So let me do that while we're here. Let me find which one it is first that I did it in. There it is. Oh, never mind. I already downloaded it. Yeah, it should be there. It is. And I'll put it in the beginner's guide. I'll put it in trading PDF. Yeah, so this has like that half back to balance strategy with the high. It's a really high win rate because of the entry model. All right, guys, any questions? Not the most productive Asia session, but we're ready for tomorrow, right? So, make it back in the AM. Yeah, for sure, guys. A lot of new faces in here. Glad to see you guys here. So let me go and schedule to then tomorrow's session here. Or is everybody's scheduled? Yeah, that should be Tuesday. Let me change the time of this to be 6 a.m. 6:15 a.m. My time, obviously. Oops. So then you can go ahead and push like interested so you don't miss out on the alerts and whatnot. Yeah, I am too, man. Yeah, it's good, dude. Yeah, I think we're starting to get back to where we were just about getting there anyways. Got a new group of people that are with it and trying to stick around, which is good. Alrighty, guys. So I'll see you guys in the morning. All right. Peace out, guys. You're welcome.